Alright, everyone, we are back for the third installment, perhaps the last. I don't know, depends on how quickly this goes, but of the Mario Kart 8 track tier list. We are on one of the Mario Kart Tour tracks, which, if you watched my last video, you will know I am not necessarily the biggest fan of these, but I will say, Paris Promenade is, I think, perhaps the least, what's the word that I'm looking for? It's the best one, is what I'm trying to get at. Best Mario Kart Tour track, which isn't saying a lot, but it is saying something, because, I do think, conceptually it's kind of fun, Mario Kart, I had a mushroom, I don't know why I didn't use it, Mario Kart, tracks, but, or cities, but reimagined as Mario Kart tracks. Sure, that's fun, but they just kind of are not, I don't know. I think maybe the idea falls a little bit flat, and it's not just because, the city I'm from was not represented in the Mario Kart Tour. Has nothing to do with it. I think it's just sort of how exciting could this truly be? So I think they're just a little underwhelming. I will say this one is the most charming. It is, I would say, the cutest of the Mario Kart Tour tracks, and so I'm gonna say, out of fairness, that this one is a B tier track, but I guess, spoiler for what comes ahead, it is probably gonna be the highest ranked Mario Kart Tour track. So I guess we'll see how things shake out. Maybe there's another one that I do like, and I don't know, but whatever. We are now on Toad Circuit. Now this one, I'm gonna admit, is one of my favorites. I love Toad Circuit. I don't know what it is. It is, of course, on the simple side. I'm not gonna deny that, but I think it is so cute. I think it's sort of like Mario Kart Stadium in that sure, I am just on a racetrack similar to, famed legend Lightning McQueen. But there's something more charming about it. I don't know, I think it's cuter. I like the colors. I love the giant balloon toads that look like they should be in a parade. I think they're very cute. I don't know, I think this is very charming. It's very simple. I'm gonna say, one of my favorite phrases to use in my tier lists, not just for the Mario Kart ones, but one that I use a lot for my Pokemon tier list, is simple but effective, and that's what this track achieves, is simplicity but very effective, very fun, challenging, shortcut opportunities, a change in the track in the final lap with the addition of the glider thing. So hate me if you want, but this is coming from the heart. Toad Circuit is an S tier track for me. I'd be doing myself a disservice, and I'd be being dishonest with you if I said I didn't love this track. I do. It just speaks to me. Alright, now we are on to Choco Mountain, which I have actually played the Mario Kart 64 version on the Nintendo online emulator thing. And so I have played both versions of this track, and I will say the original version is brutal. There is I think at the whoa, I was supposed to drift there, and I don't know why I didn't, but there is a point where you can kind of fall off the track, and it immediately sends you back a crazy amount. And it's not like Lakitu comes and picks you up. You're just now you just lost half of your progress that you've made on the track, so it's very unforgiving. So they definitely have gone easy on this reimagining of Choco Mountain, which I think is a appropriate because it's kind of gnarly and insane the way they sort of say, like, you know, screw you. You messed up and now suffer the consequences. This one's pretty repetitive. This one's pretty the same. I think it's fine. It's middle of the road for me. I feel comfortable making my call now, so I'm gonna go ahead and say this is a B tier track. Solid, not too crazy, not too challenging, still kind of fun. So yeah, B tier. On to the next. We are on the famed Coconut Mall, beloved by many. You know, charming, fun, but a reimagining, not entirely true to the original, which I think, you know, spoiler here, I think was a bad idea. I think they should have, you know, tried their best to be faithful to the original interpretation of Coconut Mall, and it is similar, you know what I mean? Obviously, the layout of the track, this part and everything. Okay, now they're trying to play games in my face because I was bad-mouthing their track, but you know, I just think I remember seeing a comparison video where it was like, I think a side-by-side of this Coconut Mall and the Wii Mario Kart Wii Coconut Mall, and it was just like the other one was way more charming. It was just, there was something better about it. And I think in trying to polish an old track, they perhaps overplayed their hand, or like maybe, you know, did a little too much polishing to where it sort of then loses the charm of the original track. Which one, I think, big downgrade, in my opinion, would be the fact that the escalators, instead of just being escalators, are arrows. I think it was a lot more fun when you actually had to like look closely and tell which one was going up and which one was going down. And so the fact that they just made it big arrows is kind of like womp womp. But it is still fun, but does not compare to the original. And so for that reason, I am going to put the new Coconut Mall in B tier. I'm gonna come off as if perhaps I'm not a man of principle when I say, like, because I was like, oh, I don't like the Mario Kart Tour ones. This is another one that I think is not that bad. Again, thematically, none of them do it for me. Like, I'm not ever racing on these tracks and I'm like, oh, I love looking at like the environment, you know what I mean? Obviously, no hate to Tokyo, no hate to Paris, but like, it's just not like for Mario Kart, it just sort of feels wrong or boring. I don't know. I think at first, when these were new and fresh to me, and I'd never played Mario Kart Tour, I thought, oh, this is a fun concept. I'm sure you can probably go back to the videos where I played the DLC and hear me say like, oh, I like blah, blah, blah. He doesn't know what he's talking about. He's naive, you know, fresh to this world. Perhaps, you know, too positive for his own good. Okay, obviously I'm joking, but, oh, okay, well, you didn't see that. Anyway, see what? But, yes, I think, you know, this one's just fine. I think, you know, there is charm in racing in these fictional worlds, or worlds that are tracks that are referential to other Mario Kart games. This one just is fine. It's another B tier track. Alright, we are on, what is this one called? Oh, I just looked at the name. I think it's called like Shroom Ridge. I hope that's the name of it. But, you know, I was busy thinking, because I was trying to remember, I was like, what's that Toad track called? And then I was remembering how I didn't know what a turnpike was, and that since then I have not looked up what a turnpike is. And so, you know, if there's one thing you can say about me is fill in the blanks, I don't know. But yes, I was thinking about Guys, come on, I didn't mean to laugh at that. That was childish. I should not, you know, I'm I didn't mean to laugh at saying turnpike. It's childish, and I shouldn't be laughing at that. So, I didn't laugh, and don't accuse me of that. Anyway, obviously they share the similarity of both being tracks that you are driving on a road that other cars. Jeez Louise, what an awful turn that I'm making. You're sharing a road with other vehicles that are not competitors. They are civilians. Perhaps is the right word. I don't know. And I'll be honest, this one does not, hit the same as Toad Turnpike. This Toad Turnpike has a level of charm and like that whole, driving at night. I think driving at night. Where are my driving at night fans at? I don't know. I kind of hate this one. Even if you look at the shape of the track, it's just a bunch of turns. It feels sort of like, why am I here? So I'm gonna go ahead and say this one is C tier, nearly D tier, but like it's not that bad. But like I'll be honest, I kind of hate that one. Like, especially when you're playing with other people and you're just being like beat up by shells the whole time. It's an awful experience. Sky Garden. Do we feel like this is at all supposed to reference Jack and the Beanstalk? You want me to what, the Beanstalk? I'm kidding, I shouldn't have said that. That was a terrible joke. Anyway, I don't know. Is this a reference to some game that perhaps I'm just forgetting like which one? Like Super Mario Galaxy? Because I know there's that one world where you ride on top of the like plastic or glass, I don't know, clear ball that has a star in it, and like the faster you move, the like quicker the music is. And so, I think that one looks kind of like this one, if my memory serves me right. But other than that, it's like, what are we doing here? I know I said that in the last one, but like, I don't know. It's just a bunch of vines in the clouds. And guys, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know the first thing about Jack and the Beanstalk. I don't know like if that's a regional thing, or I don't know, but I'm like, I just don't remember ever hearing that story, so I don't know what his like I don't know his lore. Like, I think it's like is it some like poor kid who like goes and buys beans for his mom, and then he just plants one for the heck of it, and then it's just like, hey, what does he do when he gets up there? I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and say this one is a C tier track. It's boring. It's not that challenging. It's not that fun. Aesthetically, it's not. It doesn't capture me at all. And so yeah, I think it's a C tier track. It's not awful, but I don't like it. Oh boy, Ninja Hideway, which I believe is Wario themed, but I have no idea why. Why? But I don't know what came over me, but I don't know why this one is Wario themed. I think it is, but like, aesthetically you can say this one, okay. Again, pardon the humiliation ritual that they're putting me through right now. But like, thematically this one is cool, you know what I mean? But like, I hate it. Like, I don't even want to be racing on it right now. I just think it's so like, it just, like, look at all the sharp angles. Like, it's always just brake, turn, let go. Oh, brake, turn, or drift. And then this part is awful. It's no fun. Does anyone like it? I mean, those Shy Guys on like a kite is kind of funny. I think like the theme is the only thing that is like amusing about this track. But other than that, I hate it. And I'm just going to be honest with you all, the same way I was with Toad Circuit. I hate this one. I'm going to put it in D tier. I just don't like it. So, on to the next. We then move on to New York Minute. Now, you may be asking yourself, or me, in your mind, Donkey Kong the best musical? What? Is that the title, or is that a review? Anyway, you may be asking yourself, or me, have you ever been to New York? No. I've never been to New York. Do I want to go to New York? Yes. But I don't think, I'm not a New Yorker. I have never been to New York. So, take my statement with a cup of salt. But I don't think this track evokes New York at all. It just feels like ugly, oversaturated, bright lights, and perhaps that's what New York is, and I have, a hard awakening, or a hard truth. What is it? I don't know, who cares? I'm gonna have a reality check, perhaps, when I go to New York, but, this just looks ugly. I don't know, I don't like it. It's, of all the things you could be doing in New York, this just doesn't feel true to what I understand New York as someone who has only seen New York through movies and stuff. But I mean, I've been in other huge cities like New York, and even I don't know, I don't like this one. I'm gonna say D tier. I think this one sucks. No. I'm gonna say C tier, because there are worse ones. And so let's not be too willy-nilly with the D tiers, because that to me, I think, needs to communicate that I hate it. I do not enjoy it. It is trash. It's no good, no fun, a waste of time, a waste of data, a complete waste all around. And I wouldn't say that about New York Minute. It definitely teeters on being a complete waste, but it doesn't, it doesn't cross that line. Okay, now we're on Mario Circuit 3, or whatever the heck generic, boring title for this hideous stage. Why is this guy yellow? Why is everything yellow? Why is this dry grass or sand? What is this? This is hideous. This is just an eyesore. Awful. If you enjoyed this track, I would love to hear from you. I would want you to really stick your neck. I won't, criticize you, but I want to be enlightened. Stick your neck out for this track and be this is why I love Mario Circuit 3, or whatever the heck the title of this track is, because it's boring. What is there to like about it? Oh, watch out. A car spilled oil. What is it called? An oil spill. Wow, I'm a genius. But what is there to like about this? It's just I don't get any enjoyment out of this. When I was saying, I have to save my D tiers for tracks that are a waste, I didn't know this one was coming up, but this is a D tier track, a solid D tier track. So let's move on. All right, everyone, we move on to another classic, Calamari Desert. Now, I have expressed my not liking of desert tracks before, but this one's kind of charming. You know what I mean? There's some, and I was gonna say some Western vibes, but I don't even like a Western. I don't think I've ever seen a Western, but I'm just sort of I don't know, desert and cowboy doesn't speak to me. But this one's charming. I don't know. I kind of like it. I think it's fun. There's charm to it. I think it's cute. I think it's simple. I'll be honest. I don't know how they've changed it from the original one. It is slipping my mind in the moment. I know. I mean, obviously, I played the original one because I have the Mario Kart. Bonk. I have the Mario Kart 64 Nintendo Switch emulator. I mentioned it earlier. You know what I'm talking about. There's that. So I know I've played it, but I can't remember how it's different. I do think the train is a very, very, very fun obstacle, because my big question is, I mean, they have to. I was going to say, are there trains that actually run through the desert? Possibly. And so I think it's a fun concept. I think it's a fun obstacle. It is actually avoidable, but also difficult to avoid. I think this is overall a really good track. I do not love it. And I think I'm now starting to worry if any of the DLC tracks are going to be S tiers. But this one is definitely a very, very strong A. Alright, Waluigi Pinball fans, it's this is your moment. Speak up. You know, I, in the first video, had alluded to not liking the pinball as an obstacle. I said it was, I don't know what I said exactly, but, and that's not planned, obviously. I hate that, and I think it's kind of stupid, because it happens to me a lot when I'm in first place. I don't know what the timing of it is, where it's like, oh, you start off doing well, bonk, there's a big old pinball on your head. I don't like that. And so that's one big strike against this track that will keep it from being an S tier. This part, I will say, is fun. I think it's tricky. I think it's like colorful in a way that's not awful the way New York Minute is, because I don't mind bright lights, you know what I mean? It's not like, I can't handle it, but it's like New York Minute, there's no payoff to the bright lights, but this one, it's like, it's in theme, it works, for what's going on. You want a lit up, exciting pinball machine, and so that's what this is. And I also think people have, like, a love for Waluigi that I personally do not have. Not that I don't like him, I'm just sort of like, I guess that's sort of like goblin-y, lanky, goblin-y energy that he has doesn't speak to me in my heart, but I see why it speaks to other people. But yeah, I think, I reached my conclusion. I am going to say that Waluigi Pinball could have been an S tier, but is an A tier track for me, simply on the basis of that annoying pinball that drops on your head, and it happens to me all the time. So, don't thumbs down my video now. All the Waluigi Pinball fans. Okay, on to the next. Oh boy, I'm so excited to be playing Sydney Sprint. Let me just say, I don't think I'm going to be speaking to anyone here, because I think I've looked at my analytics, and I don't know if I've ever seen Australia as one of my, audience areas. I don't know how to say, where people would watch me. But if you are an Australian who happens upon this video and you're listening to me right now, shout out to you. Australia seems like a lovely place, and a place I will probably visit within my lifetime. It is on my short list of areas to visit. However, this as a Mario Kart track, I hate this one. It is so annoying. There's nothing fun about it. I don't find it charming at all. I don't even want to be playing it right now, and for that reason, we're going to cut it very short, and I'm just going to put this in D tier, and we are going to move on. This is just, it's just garbage. What do you want me to say? On to the next. Okay, we are now on Snowland, which is one of the GBA tracks, which I also, I keep seeing I have weird biases. I'm like, oh, if it has this color, if it's in this area, I won't like it. It's almost oh, don't, I was gonna say don't wear red in front of a bull, but I don't even think that's real. You know what I mean? But maybe I can't think of a good example, but yeah, I will say for the GBA tracks, this one I think is kind of cute. The background's a little boring. It's sort of these, oh, let me do the good shortcut. I think it's this tree. Were you guys all impressed? Did that make you be like, oh, let me thumbs up this video and recommend it to everyone I know? Because I would understand if you would feel that way. But I think this one is fine. It's charming. The background's a little boring, but I do like the penguins and everything. I think this is cute, simple, challenging enough, but not annoying. I think this is a fine track. So I'm going to say this is a B tier, and, well, on to the next. You all, it is Mushroom Gorge. I think this is Another beloved one. I think like the Mario Kart Wii tracks are generally beloved, beloved or beloved. I think it's a tomato type of thing. But shout out to all my tomato sayers. But I played Mario Kart Wii. I had Mario Kart Wii, but like I don't know why those memories are not so like stamped into my mind as other games that I've played. And so I don't entirely remember what this one was like on the Wii. And maybe I should, I think I still have my Wii, and maybe I should like play that for a video as the Mario Kart Wii tracks. That would be fun. But yeah, what was I saying? I don't remember what it was like originally, but I really like it in this form. I think it is a very cute environment, you know what I mean? You're in this mushroomy forest, cave, something, mountainy area. Perhaps high altitude. I mean, considering the clouds are almost parallel to you. So, and then this lovely, luminescent crystal cave. I don't know. I think, okay, let's try the shortcut. Like, oh, crap. Okay, guys, you didn't see that. Hold on. Okay, okay. I was gonna say I'll do it in the third lap. That was the third lap. Oh, guys, I humiliated myself. You guys were all cheering and thought I was so cool for the shortcut I did in the last track, and now I've ruined my reputation. No, my career will never recover from this. Okay, I think this one is an A tier. I don't love it. You know what I mean? It is not one of those ones where I'm like, this is one of my favorites. Yes, I can't wait to play. But it is good. I like it. And I don't know. It doesn't feel like a letdown to me. Sky High Sunday. I think this is one of the like few original tracks that they did for the DLC. I love this little area where it's like a little ice cream shop or something. I think it is so cute. I remember people saying this looked like Fall Guys, which I think is a very funny and accurate comparison, but I'll be honest, I kind of like it. I think this is so like cute, and I'm not even the biggest like ice cream fan. Like, I don't eat ice cream all the time. It's just one of those things that I have to be in the mood for. But this one is just so cute. It's so charming. I love this little fridge restaurant area. I don't know. I think, I think I just appreciate the simplicity of it. And okay, you all forgive me for the cut. I think there's like a plane or something. I don't know, but I think it's gone. But anyway, I like this one. I think it's a strong track. I would be wild and crazy to say this is an S tier, and so I won't, but it's an A tier to me. I really like it. I think it's cute, and as Fall Guys as it is, Fall Guys, sure, as Fall Guys-esque as it is, I like it. I think it's fun, but I do feel like maybe the like background and the textures could be a bit improved, and so oh boy, London Loop. Well, guys, hang in there. I might have a different opinion. I don't know. I'm trying not to be a hater, because there's no fun in hearing someone just be like, blah, 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 I hate this, I hate this, I hate this. But, like, if you're from London, does this speak to you? Do you love this? Are you like, oi, that's me home? Did I do Australian? Guys, I didn't mean to. Shout out my Londoners. But this is like, I don't... Sure. We all know London from the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 movie. That's how it became popular. And so it's kind of weird that they would put a track in Mario Kart just because it was featured in the Sonic 3 movie. But I mean, I guess they needed something. I don't know. This one just doesn't do it for me. It's not awful. There are definitely some worse ones, but it's just a thumbs down for me overall. And so I'm going to go ahead and say C tier and move on. Alright, we move on. Ooh. Creepy, haunted, ghosty, apparition. Adjectives and nouns. We are on a Boo Lake, you know. Let's sit with that concept a little bit. A haunted lake. Pretty scary, you know what I mean? You know, off the top of our heads, can we think of other haunted lakes that perhaps exist? Maybe the one that the Loch Ness monster exists in? You know, is that considered haunted or just inhabited? You know, I guess it's up to you to draw that line. But I would say a haunted lake would be pretty scary. You know, we are mammals. We do not breathe in water. So the idea of you know, a ghost getting you while in the water, not a good time, if you ask me. So, does that mean that this is a scary and amusing and fun track? No. It's kind of boring. I don't know. Like, what is this? Ooh, whoa, you can go left or right. Oh, very exciting. And again, you guys might be thinking, oh, he doesn't know about the shortcut. It's right there. Look. There. No one was going to say that, but I was thinking it. And so, I don't know. It's sort of meh. Don't love it. Kind of boring. I'm just going to say C tier. What else is there to say? It's boring. It's repetitive. It's no fun. So, C tier. Sorry. I mean, I don't think anyone cares about this track, so I think it's safe to move on. Rock Mountain, you all, from the 3DS, which I did not have a 3DS. And so, you know, all of these 3DS tracks to me feel new. Perhaps if you were, you know, a Mario Kart 3DS, was that the name of it? Or is it like Mario Kart 7? Perhaps, you know? Then this one speaks to you. You're like, ah, yes, nostalgia. For me, no. I know nothing about it. And so, I think this is a creative track. I think it's fun where you start off. And I think, whoa, the obstacles, as they have proven themselves to be, are certainly factors you have to take into consideration. They're not as negligible as an oil spill on the side of the road, on the side of the track, that you can just sort of ignore and it will never affect you, a la Mario Circuit 3. But, you know, what is this other, you know, it might seem weird that I'm saying this in response to I've liked how it was on, what's that mushroom, whoa, the mushroom one that I put in A tier, that one, I just think it's like aesthetically a little more charming than this one. This one's just, well, it is called, I was literally about to say this one's just Rocks and Mountain, but it's called Rock Mountain, so it's like advertising itself accurately. But just because it's, you know, accurate advertising doesn't mean I like the product. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, sure, you can tell me the burger is mediocre and that won't make it taste any better. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and say this one is a B tier. It is not bad by any means. There are fun aspects of it, but I just do not love it. So, middle of the road. It's fun, it's challenging, but it's not like outstanding in any way. Alright, we move on to Maple Treeway. Aesthetically very, very cute, you know what I mean? Who among us, perhaps among us, but who among us has not imagined themselves as maybe a small creature that lives in a big tree? Have I? Probably not. When I said that sentence, I'm like, well, me among us, because okay, well, me when I'm no, it's not even funny to say me when I'm the imposter, because I said me among us. Clap if you laughed. I'll hear it. Don't worry. But yes. It's cute, you know what I mean? It's like this nice, warm, autumnal tree that you get to, you know, scurry around and experience. And oh, what's hidden in these piles of leaves? Well, usually mushrooms, but nothing's popping out of them. Perhaps because I'm doing timed. Oops. I usually, Guys, you would never believe this, but usually I do killer at that turn. Rarely ever fall. Or perhaps, maybe not rarely, like 80% of the time I do it, I would say I don't fall. So, take me at my word, I wouldn't lie to you. But yeah, I think this one's cute, it's charming, sometimes a little annoying. I'm just gonna put it B tier. What else is there to say? I like this cannon part. I always like when there's a cannon in the track, so yeah, let's move on. This is a B tier track. On to the next. Guys, if there was like D tier extra, that's where this would go. Like if there was like, I don't know why I said D tier, wouldn't it just be E or F tier? What I'm saying is, if there was a tier in my tier list lower than D, but I won't make one just for this, but if there was, this would be going in it, because I do not like Berlin byways. I think this track is awful. You know, the architecture and all that looks fun. Maybe for real life in a Mario game, not very charming. All these cars on the track, very annoying. Where's Berlin? Germany? Shout out Germany. But, you know, if you're a German viewer, you know, shout out to you. Nothing but love. But this track, you deserve better, is what I'm trying to say. And so, you already know how I feel. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. I don't like the turns. I don't think it's not fun. Sorry. D tier. And on to the next. There's some fun ones coming up, so I'll be positive, I swear. I promise. Please stay. Oh, baby, here is one of the ones, the fun ones that I promised you. Peach Gardens. I love this track. I think the theme of it, you know, being in the backyard of Peach's castle where she has her expansive garden. Lovely theme. Very fun. I love it. I enjoy it. I think it's cute. And so that is a good start. Oh, I'm about to get bitten up. Dang it. And as I just showed you, obstacles. You know, you don't want it to be easy and breezy all the time. You want a bit of a challenge. This random chain chomp making his way around. Uh-oh. Might have to swerve around him. Interesting, fun obstacle. And I think maybe I prefer the chain chomps over the piranha plant because the piranha plant feels a little malicious and it's like, okay, just let me sneak by real quick. You don't have to do anything. But, you know, it doesn't even get any nutritional value out of biting me. It's not like it, like, chews me up and swallows me. It's just biting me out of malice, which I think is rude. But a fitting, I would say, obstacle. But, oh, you thought, well, you know, doesn't it get a little repetitive? Third lap. Oh, we're taking it backwards. We're doing a little loop-de-loop. And we're now, on the point we just got off of. Now we're looking at, oh, well, did he turn around? I was gonna say we're looking at the back of the piranha plant. Well, not really, but, you know, there he is. From a different angle. And look, the Luigi and Peach. Well, why'd you pick Luigi to have as a shrub? I don't know. Ask her, not me. But, oh, well, there's Mario. Oh, crap. I was too distracted by her shrubbery that I fell, but this is a great track. I love it. I think it's fun. I love the theme. I love the track. I love that it changes in the third lap. Very enjoyable. You know what it is. An S tier, baby. It's about time we got an S tier. There is, in the DLC, many clunkers, not, there are some, what is it, like, diamonds, no, not diamonds in the rough, but, like, you know, there are a few good ones among a lot of bad ones. I was really excited for the DLC when it came out, but, like, a lot of them didn't hold up, like, didn't stand the test of time for me. Like, the more that I play the DLC ones, I was like, oh, okay, there's the handful that I like, and then the other ones I'm sort of like, okay, well, grit your teeth while you get through this. Now, did I just see the title of this one? Yes. Did I make any effort in remembering it? No. So we'll find out later. But we are on the Christmas Santa Claus stage, which is very interesting, because, you know, Who doesn't love Christmas? A fun time, a celebratory time. Yes, winter, but some people love winter. I am a, depending on the mood, winter enjoyer, but a Christmas stage course on Mario Kart 8. Pardon the cut there, but as much as I love a Christmas themed episode, you know, the SpongeBob Christmas episode is a tradition for me to watch while I, you know, set up and decorate my tree. I love doing that. But for Mario Kart, it feels a little out of place. Like, well, what do we, again, my famous question, what are we doing here? And I can't answer it because I don't know. We just are here. Like, is this the North Pole? Is that what this is called, North Pole? Because what's that bridge lead to? I don't know. This one, not that good. I'm gonna be honest. It's kind of like meh. I'm gonna say C tier. It's not awful, but the theme is kind of feels not applicable. Like, feels a little random, out of place for a Mario Kart game, and it's not that fun. Like, I don't know. Maybe like the layout of it's not very exciting. Like, I don't know, what is there to like? Merry Mountain. There it is. Well, okay. We are on the last one that I am going to be ranking in this video, which is the Rainbow Road from the 3DS. Now, I have expressed my joy for the Rainbow Roads, and so you may be asking yourself, how do you feel about this one? Well, let's start off with, I guess, the detail I usually start off with, aesthetics. Aesthetically, I love this one. I love that you are racing around the planets. It is just so fun to me, you know what I mean? The outer space, the cosmos, very, very fun idea. And so, I love that. I also love the changing, you know, what, is it changing color, or am I just imagining that? I don't know, this sort of like iridescent nature of the track, and racing on one of Saturn's rings. Come on. Or Saturn's ring, whatever. It's fun. I love the layout of it. It's very cute. It's very fun. It's very amusing. And who doesn't love, you know, a bumpy track to sort of wave around on? I know I do. And then some spaceships and some astronaut toads. Lovely, you know. Shout out to them. And their studies. And then we get to the final part. Oh, look at all these asteroids. You know, they're not obstacles, but still fun to look at. And so, I think this is a very charming track. I'm glad that it is the one we were ending on, because I feel like there was a whole lot of clunkers, but this one is a standout. It is stellar, some may say. And so, I'm gonna say this is an S tier track. I love this track. I think it is, you know, one of my favorites to race on. I'm always happy when it comes up. And so that brings us to the end of part 3. Again, I don't plan on milk. It wasn't my plan to milk this. It just like I sincerely underestimated how many tracks there are. I don't know why I did, but because I was like, I genuinely thought in my first video that I could get this done in like an hour or hour and a half max, but now each video is in nearly an hour. But anyway, that's the end of this one. Let's throw up the tier list as of now so far. And yeah, we're almost wrapped up. Maybe I'll do a Mario Kart Wii tier list at some point, but considering Mario Kart World is coming out soon, it probably won't be for a while. Well, soon with an asterisk, because it's only April, May, June. I guess not that far. Anyway, that's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. I sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, appreciate it. I know it sounds like a generic, you know, end of YouTube video thing to say, but if you did make it to this point, just know I am very, very, very grateful for, you know, your time and your attention, and I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, that's gonna be all for this one, everyone, and in the meantime, take care of yourself. All right, bye.